Are we talking about pentathlon? And when you hear the word, what comes to mind is a pentagon. The pentagon is a five-sided figure, and it means that in sporting terms, it's a sporting event that comprises 5 events. We have the decathlon, we have other, multiple sporting discipline events. Pentathlon is made up of 5 events, and we are speaking to the president of the Ghana Modern Pentathlon, Mr. Chris Silfi, who will be telling us all about it and all about his federation as well. Thank you very much for joining us, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Now, I'm sure people would be pretty new to pentathlon as an event. A lot of people are familiar with decathlon because of Ghana's exploits in international competitions. Tell us a bit about pentathlon.
Okay, so let me just start by putting the name right. It's actually modern pentathlon.
Modern pentathlon.
Modern pentathlon.
Okay.
Now, modern pentathlon is an Olympic sport that has been part of the core Olympic disciplines since 1912.
Wow.
In actual fact, in 2013, it was labeled as the core sports for one of the Olympic Games between 2013 and 2020.
Right.
So it's really a core sport.
Okay.
It involves 5 disciplines, just like you mentioned.
Yeah.
But it involves fencing, swimming, shooting, running, and equestrian.
Wow.
Equestrian, that is jumping with the horses.
A horse.
Now, the shooting is not the lethal weapons that we know. This is laser pistols that are used.
Absolutely.
Now,
the very same one that we see at the Olympics.
Yeah, the very same one that you see at the Olympics. But there are 2 different ones you see at the Olympics.
Okay.
There's one that is the longer one. It's different from the one that I'm talking about. This one is a laser, just a pistol.
Okay.
A laser pistol that is used. It is modeled along some military enemy lines, and that's how come this was formulated. But the beauty is that it's divided into other disciplines where you can cut off. Instead of doing all the 5, you do 4. Okay. And that one is called tetrathlon. Okay. So within the modern pentathlon, there's tetrathlon, there's triathlon, which involves just the swimming, shooting, and then running. There's biathlon, which just involves running and swimming, and so forth. There's also laser run, which is basically shooting and running.
That's a tough job. Also considering the fact that the 5 sporting disciplines that make up the event, the sporting discipline itself, is something that you say is a bit alien to Ghanaian sports, if you like. How difficult is it running the federation because of that very scenario? Okay,
frankly, if you look at all of them, then what you said would obviously be the case, because especially to do with horses, not many countries, even in Africa, not many countries do have horses that they can use. Running a sport like even fencing can be a very expensive sport depending on how you see it because of the equipments that are used. But the beauty is the fact that it's been broken down into different sports. Example, the one that I told you about, the swimming and just the running alone. Once you have a swimming pool, and then there's also the shooting and then the running. Now, this is such that you don't always need a very structured swimming pool to use. They can even use the beach, you can use a river.
Absolutely.
And that makes it very simple. In fact, when it comes to a laser run, they organize even at marketplaces, basically to get everybody involved. So you don't need necessarily a stadium to be able to arrange such a thing. So if you want to do all the 5, it may sound very expensive, but frankly, if you break it down to the 2s and the 3s,
there are things that you can find it on natural environment and then be able to. Your federation, tell us about it. How long has it been in existence?
Okay, the federation has been in existence for the past 4 years. Okay. Somewhere August 2014, that's when we were actually recognized as part of the UIPM, that's a world body, and also part of the African body. So 2014 up to 2015, 16, we didn't do much because we were still trying to put a few things in place. Okay. And then, but 2017 December, we took part in Olympic qualifiers in Nigeria. Okay. We took 2 at least. That was the first time at least went out to compete at that level. We thought it was a good outing for us because even though our athletes placed 5th and 6th, both the boys and then the girls, it was the first time, for instance, that we were even using some of the laser pistols because we had actually gone to train at the military range with the shooting federation, so this was very new to them. Okay. And I think that that's where we started building up from there. And 2018, we had the opportunity. You see, the world body had decided to popularize the laser run, which is the shooting and then the running. So we were hosting hundreds of such laser run city tours around the world, we were lucky to have been given the nod to host one of them. So we hosted one at LWAC in March 2018. It was very successful. We had a category B1, which involved 40 participants. And we also drew participants from the military, the police, Keep Fit Club, schools, the universities, the polytechnics, and people alike. We also involved 80 volunteers. Right. 80 volunteers. I mean, when I mean volunteers, I mean real volunteers, not the Ghanaian definition of volunteers who come and they want money and they can even go on strike that they haven't had money and so they want to disrupt the game. These are volunteers from all walks of life: chief executives, students, primary school, secondary school, university, pastors. People all come together just to put a sport together. And then, for the first time in Africa, we took the lead. We hosted 7 African countries in July.
Fantastic.
Yes, at a triathlon event that we held at Legon. We've got 7 African countries that was involving 28 athletes, and then in total we had a wonderful outing in there. We actually hosted and we won as well, both the boys.
Proper hosting.
So in a congress in Cyprus just last month, we were actually commended at the world body by the world body having held such a competition.
Fantastic. Now, apart from yourself, who are the other persons leading the federation, and crucially, what has been the level of support from authorities?
Well, I still say it's early days for us. Okay. But let me just start by telling you about the people involved. I have myself, as part of the board members, I have Group Captain Akodazi, okay. I have Kojo Abiy Jackson, we have Dr. Naya, we have Abigail Akaba, okay. as well. Now, when you ask questions about authority, I guess you mean the National Sports Authority. I think it's, for us, it's early days. Okay. It's early days. We're trying to build, because presently we have presence in 4 regions. Okay. And we are hoping to build our presence to add 3 more to 7 regions.